Hello again, this is Mark Summers from Summers Technical Services. We're going to continue on and make our U-clamp part model to go along with our V-block we did earlier. And we're on our way to making our first assembly model, which we'll do next time. So let's get started. So as with the V-block, this is an inch part. And so let's go start a new, if I can find my mouse here, start a new part model using the inch template. And here we go. We need to find an appropriate plane to sketch on, and I believe it makes sense to sketch on this right plane, just like we did on the V-block, so that these parts will share that same front plane going right through the middle of the whole assembly. So we'll sketch on the right plane, sketch tab, hit the sketch button. Alright, so let's draw this thing up here. We're going to make the bottom of our part the top plane, and so I can start drawing this thing. I'm going to make this thing, I'm not going to put these fillets on here because I want to put those fillets in as features. And so I'm going to draw this, trying to make all these lines vertical and horizontal, so I don't have to come back later and fix them. Seem to be doing relatively well. And if I close it out, which I didn't, I should get my shaded shape there. So I must have mucked up that last click there. Zoomed out too far. And I can fix that by selecting that point, control clicking that point, merge those together. Now it's a closed loop. Need to make that vertical. So it's close, but no cigar. Everything else looks like it's behaving relatively well. Let's go ahead and drag this thing over so it's closer to the middle where the origin is. And then maybe I can put a midpoint on this top line here, because this is the center of my part. There's the midpoint. And control click the origin, make those line up vertically. Alright, now we're on our way. So let's go ahead and do some constraints here, like we like to do. These need to be equal and collinear. So I can do those at the same time. These need to be equal. Didn't want that point right there. I wanted this line. Control click that line, make those equal. Alright, that looks weird. Let's drag him back. Drag him over. Alright. Now, maybe I'm ready to need to make these equal. Do as many geometric constraints as I can. Now it looks pretty well behaved. Alright, so I'm going to change these dimensions a little bit. I don't like these off-kiltered numbers. This is supposed to be a 0.97 radius here, but I want to make it a 1-inch radius. So change that 0.97 to a 1-inch radius. And we'll put that on as a feature later. And so what I want to do is I want to maintain this part thickness. The structural engineer told the design team that he wants these thicknesses of this U-clamp to be 7/32 of an inch. All these thicknesses here, 7/32. So I want to put that as design intent into my part model by going Tools, Equations, and make it a little global variable called little t, and I will make little t equal to 7 divided by 32, and that'll help me with these dimensions. So now I want to start placing those dimensions here to here. That's one of them. Here to here is another one. Here to here is another one. And here to here is the last one. Oh, doesn't need that one because of the symmetry, so that's good. So I want to double click on this guy fast and say equals global variable t. And this guy here is going to be the same thing. Double click fast, equal global variable t. And there should be one more around here somewhere. Equal global variable t. And I get all those symbols on there with the summation, the red summation. So I know I did those right. Alright, so if this is 1-inch fillet, and these are 7/32 here, this is going to be 2 inches wide, and this overall width here is then going to be 2 7/16. So 2 plus 7 divided by 16. That's my 2.44. It's really 2.4375. Now everything will line up good. That, minus another one of those over here, that gives me my 2 inches, which means those two fillets are going to be correct. Now we'll keep going on my dimensions. I want this width here to be 5/8 of an inch, and I want to type that in parametric, or as design intent is it's supposed to be 5/8. It's actually 625. And now what do I need to do? Well, no. Let's see. I need to go to overall height. And the overall height, looking at this layout here, it looks like 2.75. So, smart dimension, what's happening here? Got the weight glass here to here. It's 2.75. And what else do I need? This is obviously a little bit higher. So this fillet right here, how tall is that right there? Well, here we go. So if this distance, the distance from the bottom to the center of that fillet is 1 1/4 inches, and if this fillet is 1 inch, then now I know this dimension from here to here. That is going to be what? It's going to be 1.25 to the center of the radius plus 1. So that's 2 1/4. Alright, so now these other features are all laid in. Clean this up a little bit. Underdefined, what's underdefined? Oh, I got something wrong down here. Oops. I did make these equal. So let's make this one, or I can make these collinear. Let's make them collinear. So you just find something blue and drag it around until it quits moving, and then you know you're golden. This guy here, I need to know, oh, I left off this one dimension here. Well, if this is 244, so this is 0.47, so here to here, that's 0.47. And the other one snaps in the same way because I've got some geometric constraints. Now I'm looking good, fully defined. So that looks good. I'll get out of here. Spacebar, ISO view, select the sketch, pre-select the sketch, go to features, extrude boss base. I want to do the same thing I did on my V block. I want that plane to be in the middle of the part because I'm looking 3 moves ahead when we do our assembly model. I think it's going to be important to have that plane in the middle. And so the total thickness is 5/8 of an inch. So I'm going to type in, as soon as this thing comes back to life here, make this blind 5/8, and I want to do a mid plane so that that plane stays in the middle. And now I think I'm good. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. Now let's put those fillets in there. I want to say fillet. And I already said these were 1-inch fillets, so here's one, and here's one, and if I type in 1 inch, and say OK, now that thing comes up right there at the top, and it's tangent right there at the top. That looks good. I need another fillet on this other corner, and I've got to think about this. If this is 1, and this is 7/32, then I want that fillet to be 1 plus 7/32. So this will be slightly different from what's on the sketch I gave you. But if I select that edge and that edge, both edges are in the box. This is going to be 1 plus 7 divided by 32. 1.21875. Now that's beautiful. This thing is the same thickness all the way around. And now I'm ready to, got to add a fillet up here. There's an 1/8 inch fillet here. So let's go fillet, and let's go this edge and this edge and make that 0.125. Now it's looking good. Don't forget to add your material. And now we can use our hole wizard to do this hole at the top. So we're going to go hole wizard. We're again going to choose a tapped hole, straight tap, ANSI inch, tapped hole. In this case, it's a 5/32, excuse me, 5/16, 3125, 18. So there it is right there. And then this one's going all the way through. And through all, I've got that. I want thread class, I want thread call out, I want the thread class, which is 2B, and that's all good. I don't want these countersinks. All right, that's answered all those questions. Now I want to go positions. What face do I want it on? I want it on this face. And look, since I put that plane right in the middle, the origin is right in the middle. So now I can locate that hole right there. And I got it. And again, I need to go to my eyeball here and turn on these annotations so I get my display of my tapped hole that goes all the way through. So it's not really cutting the threads, but it gives you an indication it's a tapped hole, and that's all I really want to, all I really care about. All right, so give it the right file name, add your material, and now we're ready to, if you get through with these things during class, you can make the third part, which is a little fastener, and then tomorrow we'll put the assembly together. And so that's all for now. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.